Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and Coffee Stream episode 376. Sorry we're so late. My computer decided it was going to update itself. So here we are, almost half an hour late. So I do apologize for that. So let's jump right into the news here. Get things started. Welcome to Functional, welcome to Maniac Man, welcome to Becca Fairley. Thank you all for sticking around. Let's see here. Let's jump into it. Pincolo has sent me some news that we are going to head over and read about. But first, I am getting into some interesting territory over on the other app I'm on, TikTok. And there's some blind low vision creators, I should say, who are asserting that blind and legally blind are the same thing. That there is no such thing as partially sighted or partially blind. You're either blind or you're not, is their assertion. Which is driving me absolutely insane. Because clearly there are terms like low vision, visually impaired, for a reason. Hello! And it's driving me crazy. Hey, Leo Prime. It's just, I feel like if I went around telling everybody that I was low vision, you guys would think that I was delusional and insane. Because I would be. I clearly, I do not have low vision. I do not have any usable vision. So why would I tell people I did? On the flip side of that, why would people who have light perception or usable vision tell people that they have no vision? Why is that okay? And why are blind people like me bad people for pointing that out? Now, I would like to say that I've been getting very supportive comments on my videos, which is really, I appreciate that. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a ranting from behind glass eyes video about this for the YouTube channel. Because this is just driving me crazy. So this story was sent to me by Pincolo this morning. Ontario's infection prevention team sidelined due to politics, Commission hears. So this was published today. Okay, let's turn up the computer a tiny bit so that you guys can hear it. We'll get the microphone closer to the speaker. There we go.
Bureaucratic turf concerns prevented a highly trained team of infection prevention and control experts from helping Ontario long-term care homes in the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, an independent commission has heard. You are currently on.
Well, that's not good.
Dr. Gary Garber, the former medical director of Infection Prevention and Control of Public Health Ontario, testified last week that his department was asked to maintain a low profile in order to avoid being subsumed by the newly created Ontario Health. You are currently. The reorganization, which the province said would modernize the healthcare system and save millions of dollars, occurred on January 22, 2020. The next day, a Toronto hospital admitted the first patient in Canada with the novel coronavirus.
What? So that just because they did that reschedule or reshaping of the healthcare system, a patient caught the virus? Really?
In March, when a growing number of long-term care homes in the province were reporting COVID-19 outbreaks, Garber said 25 to 30 highly trained experts from Public Health Ontario watched from the sidelines.
That's not good. We've really done our long care facilities a disservice in Ontario here, and this is one of them.
At the time, I was explaining it to people that COVID really was the IPAC, Infection Prevention and Control, Olympics, that we had people who had been training for years, Garber told the Long-Term Care COVID-19 Commission.
That makes sense.
Instead, he said, the team was told not to get involved.
Wow. That's disconcerting, to say the least.
We were basically told, no, we don't have the bandwidth for that. No, we can't do that. No, it's the health unit's responsibility to do that. You are currently...
That's why we've had so many issues, I guess, in Ontario.
Public Health Ontario said in a statement to the Canadian press that it did not prohibit its infection prevention specialists from going into nursing homes, but it noted that with a small team of it was not possible to meet every request. You are currently... The Commission has heard about numerous failures in infection prevention and control in nursing homes in the pandemic's first wave, from not isolating sick residents from healthy ones to the lack, or misuse, of personal protective equipment.
Both very, very disconcerting problems.
In its first set of interim recommendations to the Minister of Long-Term Care on October 23, 2020, the Commission said major improvements in infection prevention and control were needed. It also said inspections teams should be sent into nursing homes immediately to evaluate and improve IPAC protocols.
Absolutely, they should have been.
Garber said the infection prevention and control experts were finally allowed to help out the homes in late April.
Wow.
He said one of his most frustrating moments came in March when he was on the line with a nursing home that had reported only a couple of COVID-19 cases. Can you cohort? Can you move the sick people? Can you take the ones you know have COVID in one place, the sick people in another, and separate them from the rest? Garber recalled asking the home, which he did not name. And the answer I was told was no. And it was the one time, maybe one of the few times in my career, that I just felt helpless because I just knew what was going to happen.
What do you mean, no, you can't isolate the sick people? That's crazy. How can you not be able to isolate the sick people?
He said about 90% of the residents in that home became infected with COVID-19.
Wow.
The Commission is investigating how the novel coronavirus spread in the long-term care system and will submit its final report on April 30th, 2021.
And see, coronavirus, when you're old, that is one of the groups that it can affect the most. And so this is actually very alarming, because one of the most affected groups is the elderly. And we know that we need to make sure that protocols are in place for long-term care homes. And this clearly shows that those protocols were not in place.
Hearings are not open to the public, but transcripts of testimony are posted online days or weeks later.
Okay.
This report by the Canadian Press was first published February 12th, 2021.
So yeah, that's very, very, that's very upsetting. You've got, elderly people. Those are obviously the most affected by coronavirus. And it was almost like there was no effort taken to prevent a spread in the long-term care facilities. All right, let's see. Next story. Do. Share the screen, please, Mr. StreamYard. Okay. Yukon's top health official warns that side effects of second COVID vaccine shot tougher than the first. Interesting. Dr. Brandon Hanley says that the side effects indicate that the vaccine is working. The body is. Wait. Dr. Brandon Henley says the side effects indicate the vaccine is working, the immune system is responding, and the body is preparing to fight off COVID-19. So this was published yesterday. And here is a picture of the aforementioned Dr. Brandon Hanley. All right.
Whitehorse, Yukon officials say they still face challenges receiving promised supplies of COVID-19 vaccine, but there's enough for second doses, and health officials are preparing those people for what happens when they get the second jab.
Okay.
Speaking at his weekly news conference in Whitehorse, Yukon's Chief Medical Officer of Health Dr. Brendan Hanley took a dramatic pause as he described the second dose of COVID-19 vaccine as a pain in the arm. Your current heading level 2. Distress scale. Advertisement. Hanley says he says most people will notice the second dose more than the first, especially if they are under 65 years of age, with symptoms such as soreness, swelling at the injection site, a slight fever, and muscle aches.
Interesting.
Hanley says the side effects indicate the vaccine is working, the immune system is responding, and the body is preparing to fight off COVID-19 if it were to attack. He says only 1 to 5% of people feel unwell enough not to work after the second vaccination, but many report feeling fatigued, and he urges recipients to speak to their healthcare provider if symptoms last longer than 3 days.
Longer than 3 days. Wow. That's a long time for side effects for a vaccine.
Story continues. Third party ad A and up. Heading level 2. More link. Heading level 3. Previous item. Next item. Uncertain. Hanley says 10,604 Yukon residents have received their first dose of vaccine, 830 have had the second shot, and with no active cases of the virus in the territory, vaccine rollout remains on track to wrap up by the end of April, if the promised supplies are delivered.
Good.
Uncertainty about the arrival date of the next shipment of 4,500 doses of vaccine has forced a delay in a planned immunization clinic for the general public in Whitehorse, and Hanley called on Yukon residents to limit gatherings, wear masks, and wash their hands to slow the spread of the virus.
I think they meant 4,500, not 4,500.
While there are no active cases of COVID here, there are many cases within range of Yukon, he said. We must continue to act as if COVID is here, even when it feels like something unlikely or far away. Link. View on National Post. Chrome has a new window.
So that's an interesting that the side effects seem to be more severe for the second dose than the than the first one. That's fascinating. I wonder why that is. Other than, oh, it's just working. Let's see. What's next? Here's an article from the Toronto Sun. Okay. Why aren't you working? So this is the Toronto Sun tweet saying that Tim Hortons is taking a loss. And Pinkalo was just tweeting about how if their products didn't suck and taste like shit, maybe they wouldn't take a loss. Because it's true that they wouldn't have taken a loss if they hadn't, stopped using their old coffee provider, and if they hadn't started using par-baked crap. Oh, Tim Hortons sucks now. Like Pincalo and I have decided we're done with Tim Hortons. We're not going to get anything from Tim Hortons anymore. Like it, and if I have a choice, if I'm on a long trip and I have to, we're stopping at an en route or something and I'm picking coffee. If there's a Tim Hortons and a McDonald's in there, I'm going for the McDonald's coffee, hands down. Okay. Here we go. This is from the CBC. Where's the headline here? Okay, man charged after allegedly displaying fake COVID-19 test at Toronto's Pearson Airport. Is anyone shocked that anyone would produce a fake test? Anyone? Bold statement for a Canadian. What, that they wouldn't drink Tim Hortons coffee anymore, that they'd drink McDonald's? Okay, so this is a picture of the tests, I guess. Okay, so here we go.
Testers at Toronto's Pearson Airport wait for passengers to get off international flights before administering mandatory COVID-19 tests. A 29-year-old man has been charged after allegedly providing false COVID-19 test result to inspectors at Toronto's Pearson International Airport.
Like I said, is anyone shocked that people are providing fake tests? Because I'm not.
Peel Regional Police say the incident took place on Monday, February 8th, at a Canada Border Services Agency inspection point, where a CBSA officer and public quarantine officer were conducting checks. When a man's negative COVID-19 document was revealed to be fraudulent, it was, in fact, a positive test result, police said in a news release Wednesday. You are currently on a text.
I'm not saying I agree with what he did. I'm not saying that he did a good thing. But are we surprised? Because I'm not.
Police say the man, from Stratford, ONT, was arrested and charged with knowingly using a forged document. He has since been released and taken to a hotel for the mandatory quarantine period. Public health officials found there were no additional offenses under Ontario's Health Protection and Promotion Act or the Emergency Management Act. Anyone with information about the incident is being asked to contact investigators at 905-453-3311, list 1 item.
Wow. Okay, this is... seriously, is anyone surprised that this is a thing that's happening right now? I seriously, I am not surprised. Yeah, my computer forced itself to update check, so I'm late in starting the show. Oh, this should be good. This should be good. Okay. Let's take a look at this article here. And I'm pretty sure that Ryan left something in the Discord news channel. So I'll go check that in just a second. Okay. So, let's take a gander at this Pissed, but not surprised. Yeah, I know, right? Howard Leverett. Ontario court offers some relief from online harassment, but does it go far enough for unchecked abuse? So this is written by Howard Levitt, who is this is the opinion piece. So we're gonna read this anyway. We're gonna read this, because this is ridiculous. Okay, here we go.
The issue of online harassment has grown exponentially in Canada. Almost 5 years ago, 31% of Canadian social media users reported they were being harassed online. That number is assuredly worse today. A Plan International Canada Global Survey last October of 14,000 girls aged 15-25 in 22 countries including Canada showed that 58% had been harassed or abused online. In Canada, the result stood even higher at 62%.
And what is being defined as harassed or abused online? Well, if you that would be cool. You if you want to send something to the if you want to send something to the Valentine's Day for PO box, if you want to send something to the PO box, I think it's in the description of the channel.
Despite being a problem for years, legal protections against online harassment remain virtually non-existent. You are heading advertisement. Only the U.S. has recognized a lawsuit for internet harassment. Provinces such as Manitoba and Nova Scotia has legislation that lightly broaches the subject, but a stronger stance has been sorely needed.
What are you using to define online harassment?
That changed when on January 28, 2021, the Ontario Superior Court recognized just such a tort of harassment in internet communications in Justice David Corbett's decision in Kaplan v. Addis. Story continues. Third-party AMP Creative. End of. As the court noted, perpetrators of internet harassment have been unchecked for years, which shows a lack of effective regulation that imperils order.
That's a dangerous statement. That's a dangerous statement. As the court noted,
have been unchecked for years with
people committing internet harassment have been unchecked for years.
As the court noted, perpetrators of internet harassment have been unchecked for years, which shows a lack of effective regulation that imperils order.
Which shows a lack of effective regulation that imperils order. Oh boy, that's a slippery slope.
Prior to this decision, some legal remedies could be achieved through respective provincial human rights legislations in the employment sphere or civilly by way of the tort of defamation, but those were limited in scope, with human rights only capturing discrimination on the few bases itemized in that legislation, that is race and gender, etc. Additionally, defamation is similarly limited and expensive to pursue. Internet harassment cannot be significantly captured by these two avenues.
What other avenues could you possibly come up with? What is this about?
The defendant in the case, Nadir Addis, initiated what was described as systematic campaigns of malicious falsehood to cause emotional and psychological harm to an ever-widening circle of victims, including her former employer, Guy Babcock, and his employees. There were as many as 150 victims of Addis' strategically targeted harassment. Addis' actions began when she was terminated from her employment in the 1990s and continued 20 years later into 2016, when she began posting defamatory statements on the internet about her ex-employer and those related to him.
Jesus Christ, lady.
The internet, being a platform of free-flowing speech, has allowed harassment to disseminate quickly. As Justice Corbett explained, it has cast the balance of freedom of speech and what the law of defamation seeks to achieve into disarray. Story continues. The third party at AMP and Up. The tests for this new tort that aims to address internet harassment are 1. Has the defendant maliciously or recklessly engaged in communications or conduct so outrageous in character, duration, and extreme in degree so as to go beyond all possible bounds of decency and tolerance? 2. Is there the intent to cause fear, anxiety, emotional upset, or to impugn the dignity of the plaintiff? And
impugn the dignity of the Oh God! I guess this is because it's a tortious affair, not a criminal affair.
3. Has the plaintiff suffered harm?
What do you mean by harm?
The requirement that conducts go beyond all possible bounds of decency and tolerance will need to be further defined in cases to come, but it appears to be a high bar. Company policies can reflect a lesser standard that still embodies the intent of the new tort, the deterrence of harassing online behavior by employees to others.
Oh my God.
As the court explained, the law should respond to this conduct to express the law's disgust and firm rejection of the conduct, to punish for wrongful conduct, and to deter. Heading Level 2.
Punish for wrongful conduct.
You are currently on a heading Level 2.
Who decides that? Who decides what wrongful conduct is? Who defines what wrongful conduct is? And impugning your dignity, that's such a subjective... Oh my God, this is ridiculous. It is such a subjective measure. I feel like my dignity has been impugned. I'm suing you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh look, more ridiculousness. We're gonna read some more ridiculousness. And then we're gonna go look for Blind Ryan's story. Because he left a story in the News for the Coffee Stream channel. Okay. Where are we here? There we are. Okay. Chrome tab. Okay, here we go. Police fine driver via Pandemic Act for playing Pokemon Go in parking lot near Windsor. So this is from my province. You love Valentine's Day? Okay. Okay, here we go.
Has new window.
Alright.
Is Pokemon collecting considered essential? For a couple from Kingsville, near Windsor, Ontario, the answer is no, at least according to the officer who issued them. You are currently on a link. An $880 reopening act ticket for being out on a non-essential errand.
$880? And what? They're just getting fresh air in their car. Oh my God.
Period. Sure, they were out buying bread and eggs, but they were sitting in a church parking lot snagging the digital creatures in the online game. Pokemon Go, writes CTV News.
But they weren't interacting with anybody. They were just outside. Being outside of your house for exercise and sanity. Yeah, people still play Pokemon Go. A lot.
Related. Link. Your link. Playing the game. You're allowed, in Ontario, to be outside for exercise, to walk the dog, to get some fresh air. Many people I see walking have earbuds in, or a phone in their hands. Perhaps they're also capturing pickages. Maybe they're not. 4 years ago. Link. Playing the game while driving resulted in tickets. For some who simply couldn't put down their phones. That makes sense. You can't use a handheld device while driving. All of this is about something bigger, though. Where is the consistency? I'd side with the cops in a heartbeat if people like independent MPP Randy Hillier got busted for blatantly, joyously running roughshod over the rules. The Lanark Kingston Frontenac leader defied COVID-19 guidelines once. You are currently on Link. Again this weekend. Period. People are at the end of their rope, and tangled messages from up top are doing little to help. If going for a
Yeah.
local drive that helps head off domestic stress or boredom, especially when temperatures plummet, is going to get people ticketed, it has to be made clear. Instead, we're told police will not be stopping drivers for the singular purpose of checking compliance with the stay-at-home order, according to Link. Toronto Police. Link. Toronto Police. Heading level 2 to I. Until they will be, apparently.
Yeah.
You.
This is ridiculous. Like, they're just getting out of their house to, they're just trying to keep themselves sane. They're just trying to have a little bit of fun. They weren't wandering around. They weren't, they were in their car and catching Pokemon, and they weren't even driving. And they got an $880 ticket? That's absolutely bonkers to me. I don't understand how this could possibly make any sense to any kind of law enforcement officer. I really don't. Okay, let's quickly check the news for the Coffee Stream channel. Where is the one from Mr. Blind Ryan? There it is. Let's see here. Let's get this up here. Where am I here? Here I am. Okay. Paste, please. Okay, let's go get
Link. Toronto Police.
that story from Blind Ryan and take a look. Okay. Where is the back button here? Where am I here? Back, please. Okay. So, there is a Sorry, but I'm here to defend easy mode. Where are we here? Oh, this'll be good. This'll be good. Where am I here? Where is that silly, silly thing? Am I in the wrong spot? Am I in the wrong spot? No, I'm not in the wrong spot. Okay. I just need to be in... So yeah, apparently, from the title of what Ryan sent me, easy mode makes game modes accessible, or makes gaming accessible. Because disabled people need, or can only play games on easy mode. So let's take a look here. Where am I here? Why is this not working? So yeah, no, that, from what I gather, from, if I can get this stupid thing to work, where is this? I want... Why can I not read this? I just want to read the fucking... I just want to read this. Okay. Sorry, Blind Ryan, it's not working. Maybe if I click on the... Because I want to read this. I want to read... Oh, come on, Chrome. What if I Google this so I can... That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Google this story. So I can... Because I really want to read this. I'm just typing in the tagline for the article. See if I can get the... Aha! Got it. Got it. Got it, got it, got it, got it. Come on, load. Damn you. Load! There we go. Alright, now let's read this, because I really want to read it. Sorry this took forever, but... Oops. Okay, here we go. Share screen, please. So we're going to read about how easy mode is apparently for us poor disabled gamers. Hello, Mr. Costin. No, I won't dox myself. Don't worry. Okay. Sorry, but I'm here to defend easy mode, is the title of this article. One day, 3 hours ago. Here we go. Let's read and get angry.
Allegedly, playing on easy mode ruins the adventure. It creates a gaming experience different to the one intended. It's just plain wrong.
No, easy mode isn't just plain wrong. It's just not as fun. It's not as challenging. That's all.
Link, Dark Souls. You are currently on link, PC. Link, Gamebyte. Link, Gamebyte.com. Third-party ad link. 900 link link. H visiting
Come on.
link expand ALL unlabeled image ADD edit ADD button unlabeled link clones.
Where's the fucking article?
1D3H ago. It doesn't link agree what link down pointing link reply. It doesn't matter what mode someone plays a game on to me as long as they are having fun. One link, unlabeled image, AD, write your comment, unlabeled image, expand, unlabeled image, ADD, write your comment.
Where's the fucking article? Because I know there's an article.
Link, clones. 1D3H ago.
Let me try and find this here. Or is this one of these stupid polls? Yeah. So, easy mode is not for disabled gamers. It's not. Easy mode is not as challenging. For me, I like to start on intermediate mode and in Mortal Kombat and try to go up harder to harder levels from there. I don't even like starting on easy mode. I find it kind of boring. Quite honestly. Okay, let's see if I can grab a couple of stories from Mr. Gunfox in Discord here to round off the hour. Where are we here? We'll take a look at this because it's not completely political. All right. Okay, that's sent. Let's get back over to YouTube so I can Okay. Where are we here? Right. I need to get back to Twitter. Okay. Now, where are my DMs? Oh. Direct messages. Okay. Here we go. Why is this not working? There we go. Now it's working. Ha 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 ha. Okay. To the shared screen button. Holy shit. I feel like I've taken the wrong med even though I haven't. It's what happens when you clean the bathroom. Okay, so Seattle Council's in a little bit of hot water. Seattle Council wary of large changes to SPD after rebuke from judge. Huh. Okay. Here we go.
Seattle City Council members voted to send their updated proposal limiting the police department's use of crowd control weapons onto federal monitors, but held off on a bill that would have cut SPD's 2021 budget by $5.4 million.
Wow.
Link. Oversight groups differ. The updated crowd control weapons policy comes as part of a push to draft legislation that aligns with recommendations from the city's police oversight groups, and an ongoing consent decree the SPD has operated under since 2012.
Oversight.
You are currently on a text third-party link. The new bill adds exceptions to language banning the use of launchers to deploy chemical irritants during non-violent demonstrations. In the most recent draft, exceptions were built out for 40mm launchers and noise/diversionary devices in the event a protest is deemed a violent threat.
Noise. Ugh.
That would broadly allow law enforcement to launch and deploy crowd control measures like pepper spray and flashbangs in situations where serious injury from violent actions outweighs the risk of harm to bystanders.
Okay.
There is also an exception built in for tear gas, provided it's deployed under the direction of officers who have been properly trained in its use as part of a detailed tactical plan developed prior to employment, and is reasonably necessary to prevent threat of imminent loss of life or serious bodily injury.
Isn't that normal? This sounds like something that's normal to me. It sounds like things that should already be in place.
Third-party that link. That proposal was met with mixed reactions from council members, who were link admonished last week by U.S. District Court Judge James Robart, who oversees the consent decree at the judicial level. Robart criticized the council for hastily passing a broad ban on all crowd control weapons last summer, flouting mandates in the decree that require all changes to the SPD's use of force policies to be approved by federal monitors.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
That had council members mindful of running afoul of Robart and the consent decree again with this bill. Judge Robart's authority and role within the consent decree need to be acknowledged and respected, and indeed if it isn't, he will acknowledge it for us, Council Member Andrew Lewis noted. Lewis went on to point out that an order from a separate judge in 2020 link did enact temporary limitations, Chrome, to the SPD's use of less lethal tools during protests in the form of an injunction, and that the council now has a chance to make those changes permanent. To him, that means the choice was to either do just that, or risk having Judge Robart leave the council with nothing.
So make things make sense, or have the judge say, fuck you.
Third-party agreeing with the choice that is really before this council is not whether we're watering down the protections that have never been in place to begin with. It is whether we effectively create any protections at all, Lewis said. You are...
Never been any protections, huh? So there's never been any protections against unlawful deployment of crowd control weapons when you don't need them. Do you know which country you live in? Because I don't think you know what country you live in. There are places in the world where crowds form to protest things and they die. Like, because they're protesting. And you're sitting here going, there were never any protections. Fuck off.
Agreeing with Lewis was Council Member Tammy Moore Ellis, who said she didn't want our efforts to make some important changes to be rejected by the judge, and to leave us with nothing, which is very likely if the judge's concerns aren't addressed. Council President Lorena Gonzalez further pointed out that while she believes the bill is still imperfect, the Council's ability to comprehensively change these policies will likely be limited by Robart in the days to come.
All he wants you guys to do is not ban crowd control weapons. That's... oh, God.
Unfortunately, the federal court overseeing the consent decree has and likely will continue to question the council's legal authority to pass laws related to how, when, and whether the Seattle Police Department can use force, she said. That means that the city council is likely going to be hamstrung in its ability to legislatively regulate the use of force.
You're only a city council. What do you expect?
Third-party council members ultimately voted 4-1 in favor of sending the draft bill to Judge Robart and federal monitors to review. Kshama Sawant was the lone no vote, stating that this is not about making Judge Robart happy.
It's not. No, it's not. It's about making sure that your citizens are protected. That's all. That's all it's about. Making sure your citizens are protected from, crazy people. But unless you're one of the crazy people, you should be happy with this. I don't know why you're not, why would you not want to restructure this bill so that it makes sense, so that, people who are peacefully protesting don't get the shit pepper sprayed out of them. However, people who are violently protesting don't get away with it. That's all. What's wrong with that?
At the end of the day, it is about the city council doing the right thing, and that does mean using your podium to either stand with movements and communities of color, or throwing up your hands and saying, this is what we have under the consent decree, she opined.
Wow. Because it's only that. It's only about being with movements and communities of color, or it's about this. It's not about protecting all of your citizens, no matter what color they are. It's about you're either with us or against us. Sorry, but that's what that is. You're either with us or against us. That is exactly what that is. And that's ridiculous. Holy shit. I am... wow.
Link. Federal judge cautions council to be mindful. The Public Safety Committee had also previously planned to take up. Link. A measure to reduce the SPD's budget appropriations for 2021 by $5.4 million, and instead direct that money toward participatory budgeting for community-led efforts to reimagine public safety. A sizable portion of that money would have come from salary savings that resulted from the high rate of officers. You are correct.
Yes, officers get paid a high rate because they're doing an unsafe job. And what do you mean budget appropriations? What do you mean the police are appropriating money? Jesus Christ, listen to the wording of this article. This is insane.
Link, who voluntarily left the department toward the end of 2020. At the start of Tuesday's committee meeting, though, Council member Lisa Herbold announced that they would be tabling the budget cut proposal while the city communicates with the monitor and the court overseeing the consent decree. The city recognizes that additional major reductions to SBD staff could threaten to undermine consent decree reforms in areas such as supervision, use of force training, investigation, and review. Herbold detailed, the city will work with the monitor and the DOJ to prevent that outcome. You are correct.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
The bill is expected to be brought back up the next time. It's 2 weeks from Tuesday. You are correct.
Jesus Christ.
Opt-in widget. List 1.
Wow. That's just insane. My brain is broken. Gunfox, you broke my brain. You broke my brain, Gunfox. I hope you're happy. This is just absolutely bullshit. This whole... I don't even know what to call it. Let's defund the police department and then tell people that they're appropriating funds and just... Oh, wow. Oh. My brain hurts. Well, let's see here. Holy shit, it's already almost... It's been an hour. And I don't have any more stories. Oh, wait, do I have any more stories? Let me see. Oh, I do. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. We'll do one more and then we'll end. If it lets me fucking... There we go. Okay, so let's read about China Mars mission. Oh, oops. It did not switch over properly. Okay, StreamYard. Okay. Let's see here. Share audio just in case. Okay. So, China Mars mission. Shang 1 enters into orbit. 2 days ago this was published, and let's see here. Here is the China Win Shine Win 1 took. Oh, it's the selfie that it took. Okay. Cheyenne 1. That's what it's called. Here we go.
China says it has successfully put its Cheyenne-1 mission in orbit around Mars. It's the first time the country has managed to get a spacecraft to the Red Planet, and comes a day after the United Arab Emirates accomplished the same, featuring
You mean feet?
Cheyenne-1, or Questions to Heaven, comprises an orbiter and a rover.
Okay.
Engineers will bide their time before dispatching the wheeled robot to the surface, but the expectation is that this will happen in May or June.
Okay. So they're going to orbit for a bit, collect some data, and then they're going to dispatch the rover.
Wednesday's orbit insertion underlines again the rapid progress China's space program is making. It follows December's impressive mission to retrieve rock and soil samples from Earth's moon, by any measure a very complex undertaking. List 3 items. Bullet link, end of Utopia Planitia image. Chrome has image copyright.
Utopia Planitia.
Image caption. Cheyenne-1's mission, particularly the surface element, will be no less challenging. Its 5-ton spacecraft stack, made up of orbiter and rover, was launched from Wenchang Spaceport in July, and traveled nearly 500 million kilometers to rendezvous with the Red Planet.
Wow.
Engineers had planned a 14-minute braking burn on the orbiter's 3,000 Newton thruster, with the expectation that this would reduce its 23 km/s velocity sufficiently to allow capture by Mars gravity.
23 kilometers a second. Damn.
The maneuver was automated. It had to be. Radio commands currently take 11 minutes to traverse the 190 million kilometers now separating Earth from Mars.
Oh, wow.
It should have put Cheyenne-1 in an initial large ellipse that comes in as close as 400 kilometers from the surface and out as far as 180,000 kilometers.
Damn, that is a wide orbit.
This will be trimmed over time to become tighter and more circularized. Cheyenne-1 Mars rover image. Image caption. In contrast to the Emeritus Live TV coverage on Tuesday, China chose to report the orbit insertion at Mars only after it had occurred.
Aw, they should have covered it. They should have put some coverage out.
It was clear early on, however, that events were proceeding as they should, because amateur radio enthusiasts could listen across Cheyenne-1's signals, and they could see each milestone in the maneuver was being achieved.
Oh, cool.
How long does it take to get to Mars, and why is it so difficult? Frame 1, end of. Media caption. How long does it China is following the strategy employed by the Americans for their successful Viking landers in the mid-1970s. The idea then was to make orbit first and only later send a robot to the surface.
Yep.
A period of reconnaissance will now follow, but Cheyenne-1's primary choice for a touchdown is a flat plain within the Utopia impact basin just north of Mars' equator.
Yeah.
The rover, which has yet to be named, looks a lot like the U.S. space agencies, NASA, Spirit and Opportunity rovers from the 2000s. It weighs some 240 kilograms and is powered by fold-out solar panels.
Okay.
A tall mast carries cameras to take pictures and aid navigation. 5 additional instruments will help assess the mineralogy of local rocks and look for any water ice.
Very cool.
A key experiment will be the ground-penetrating radar, which should be able to sense geological layers at depths of many meters. Mars image. This surface investigation is really only half the mission. However, because the orbiter that has been shepherding the rover will also study the planet, using a suite of 7 remote sensing instruments.
Oh, cool.
Like previous satellites, this spacecraft will observe characteristics of the high atmosphere and examine the structures and composition of the surface. High and medium resolution cameras should return some impressive pictures.
Very, very cool. Like, say what you will about China, but this is pretty cool.
Tianwen-1 is one of 3 missions arriving at Mars this February. The UAE's Hope probe made it safely into orbit on Tuesday. Next week, NASA will attempt to put another of its big rovers on the surface.
Oh, and that one is called... Shit, what is that one called? I can't remember. I can't remember what the next rover to Mars from NASA is called.
Capsule return image. Image heading level 2. Related topics. List link and complex heading level. List 3 items. List 3 heading level 2. Top story.
So that
Alcometric.
is the end of that story. So China has entered into orbit around Mars, and they'll be sending their rover to Mars probably in June or July, as it says. So that's that story. That's pretty cool. Like I said, say what you will about China, but that's a very interesting story, and it's how I am about space stories. Um, I love space stories. So what we're gonna do now, guys, is we've come to an hour. So I'm gonna end here, and I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I'm sorry I started so late. My computer really threw me off here. But if you want some more blind press in your life, come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, for an episode of the Star Trek stream. And we're going to be talking about our favorite relationships and least favorite relationships in each Trek series. So that'll be lots of fun. Come and watch that. And of course, the Blind and the Special at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So thank you so much for watching. I do apologize, like I said again, for being late. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday, a safe Friday, and a great weekend. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.